Good afternoon, Ned. I can hear myself.
Yeah, I can hear me. I'm
so annoying.
Echo.
Ned, how many voices do you think I need in my head?
1.
I've already got 7.
7? Randy Orton.
John won't get that reference. You won't get that reference either.
No, I'm still thinking if he keeps doing that with his legs, then for an hour and a half, I will lose the will to live.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, John. It keeps coming out of nowhere like an RKO.
Don't bring your personal problems to the office, mate. Right.
Ned coming in his pyjama shorts.
Yeah.
They're not pyjamas.
They are pyjama shorts. John, aren't they pyjama shorts?
That were tight pants.
House trousers, mate.
They are, yeah. They are house trousers. Lounge shorts. They are. Sorry
like wearing tight
to
pants.
bring this to the viewers. Yes, Wednesday, it is club call. Right. If you're watching this, right, on Toffee TV Premier, okay.
Well, is the guy you're really talking to?
I'm talking to everyone. No, I'm talking to everyone.
Okay.
Right. I'm on Toffee TV Premier, which is the way you call in, because number one, if we just stuck a number out there into the world, could you imagine the people who could ring us and the things they could say that could get this channel shut down? So obviously, it's only available for Toffee TV Premier members.
Who are special.
Right?
They're special people.
So,
let me see.
This is the screen here. On Toffee TV Premier, and there's a little link there. There's a little link.
What does it have written on it?
Hang on. What? They can't see it yet. See if they can see the letters.
People have good eyes.
I'm just going to put my finger there, right? There's a link there, right? There's a link there. Just click that link and it will bring you through to the studio. Ned will put you on. You give Ned the name in the chat and Ned will put you through. Try and wear headphones and try and be on Wi-Fi if you can. So you can hear us, we can hear you, and you won't drop out. We do not ring people. We do not use phones. We do not ring people back. That's it. That's simple.
It's not telephone.
It's not telephone.
It's IP.
It's 2024. We do not ring anybody. It's like a version of Zoom or a version of Skype or whatever you use. That's what we use. But ours is super sophisticated. So you click that button and you are in the room with Ned. It's basically what everyone else wants, and we've got it. And it was very, very expensive. If you know. So anyone who wants to give us a call to have a chat about anything.
Here's my thing. That's all correct.
Yeah.
But if you don't put your name in the chat when you join, I won't know who you are, so I'm not going to get you on.
Also, you've got to put your name in the chat because Ned puts the name on the screen, so we seamlessly go, oh, look, it's Dave, or it's Eddie.
Because it comes up on that one.
Because it comes up on the screen.
Which it should be down there.
And that's why it's a seamless operation. It's seamless. But we've had people talking, saying, ring me here. Don't leave your number in the chat. That's crazy time.
You'll get crazy people sending you crazy photos.
There you go. Who's Mark Lam? Is he a relative of yours?
There's other people with the last name Lam, you know.
He says, Ped, did I see you at Springwood Creme today? Yes, I was at Springwood Creme. I was there, Mark. I was there for a funeral. Because otherwise, it would have been very weird if I had been there. I was there. I was at the Creme.
You could have been doing genealogical research.
I could have,
but you weren't.
But I wasn't.
It's a bit unethical, isn't it, doing genealogical research at a crematorium?
Sorry?
It's a bit unethical doing genealogical research at a crematorium.
Genealogical?
That stuff's for a science lab.
Is it? You'd know all about that, wouldn't you, being a scientist?
Legally I am, yeah.
He's got a first-class degree, you know that, don't you?
Does that make him a scientist, John?
No.
It
just shows you how easy it is to get a first-class degree.
No. My name is Mathew Lam. Bachelor of Science.
And you play cricket?
With honours.
I don't know if that makes you a scientist.
I'm a Bachelor of Science.
You're definitely a bachelor.
You're going to stay one of those for a long time. He's laughing himself, people. Is your camera on, mate? Yeah?
No, but it should be. Your camera should be on at all times. You're wearing a nice fetching green, military green jump T-shirt. Your camera should be on. The people
busy doing work.
No, the camera should be on no matter what. The people want to see you. And it's weird because it's almost like your bosses are telling you to put the camera on and you are still not putting the camera on.
Let me find out.
There's a button called camera, Ned, and I expect it to go on right now.
We're going to do any real talking.
I'm waiting for someone to give us a call, but we will. We're just getting everyone settled into the conversation.
No one wants to be first, so you start.
I can't call us.
Pretend you've called in. Ask yourself a question.
Oh, no, that's weird. Ned's camera's on. Mark, I'm not saying it would have been inappropriate to come and say hello, but you could have come and said hello, mate. It's fine. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Bob the Blue says 2-0 win on Friday.
Good one, Bob.
What do you think?
I agree.
You'll be there, won't you?
I agree with Bob, apart from the fact that despite Jordan's magnificent series of clean sheets, my water's telling me they'll score. So maybe 2-1, maybe. I don't know. I did call the derby as a two-goal victory for us.
Yeah.
Which I got rubbish.
You
for.
going, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
How many tickets did we get?
As a club?
Yeah.
We got more than we got for Bournemouth.
Did we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Bournemouth were the harder ones to get. Of course, if you got Bournemouth ones, you were going to get Luton ones, weren't you?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but still, whatever it was, 60-odd away credits.
Yeah. Soph Gallagher says, "Good luck getting through those houses into the ground."
I can't even remember it from the last time I went. So.
When was the last time you
I
went?
don't know. Whenever we last played them, I would guess.
Do you remember when we played them away?
I don't remember anything.
Okay,
in the
all right.
past.
Well, you might remember this, but I'm gonna put this out there. So Everton played them in the early 90s. Right. Everton won the game.
1-0 on it.
But there's something special about the game.
Really?
Something
We won.
special. Something special. Can anyone someone in the comments please let me know what was special without looking, without cheating, without Googling it, Ned?
Tony Cottee scored.
He didn't.
No.
Ned, have you shared this video on the socials?
Yeah, man.
Okay, I just want to check because there's not that many people watching, so I just wanted to make sure.
It feels like it's your fault.
Well, it doesn't feel like my fault. So someone can tell me very quickly why
The game was
the
special.
game was special.
Is it something to do with the kit?
Well, I don't know. You tell me.
Why do you not know the answer?
I know the answer.
Well, give me a hint.
No.
Last time we played them, not in the Premier League.
We weren't in the Premier League because they've never been in.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
The
that
Premier League
No,
didn't
there's
exist
something
then.
special about the game.
At the time, it was special. You mean?
It's
Was it the last ever Division 1 game we played?
No, that's the same as me saying the last one before the Premier League, but it was special the time it was played, not special looking
Music
back.
Man says last game on a plastic pitch.
Is that what it was?
No,
Oh.
Oh,
That sounds like a good answer, that did. Did they have a plastic pitch?
they had a plastic pitch. You remember their plastic
Oldham
pitch?
had a plastic pitch.
It's horrible. That's why they
Preston
were.
had one, didn't
That's
they?
why they were good
Yeah.
for a few years because they had the horrible.
Remember those old pitch where the ball would bounce about
John,
500
I've still got the
feet?
scars.
Yeah.
I've still got the scars from playing footy as a kid on them. You'd slide in and your leg. Christopher May is spot on, but I'm not going to reveal why you're spot on. But because I just want to keep it going a little bit
It's not
longer.
very exciting, this.
Well,
Now that we know someone's already got it.
Andrew, you, yeah. All right. Well, I'll give you the answer then. We wore their away kit.
Ah.
We wore their
Yes,
away
I
kit.
had heard that before.
Yeah, we turned up and the referee went.
Said, "No, I'm not having that."
having that.
that was
Yeah.
Birmingham.
No, it was Luton. We wore their away kits and we beat them.
Cool.
Robert was.
So there you go. I mean, it was special, wasn't it? It's a special reason. That wouldn't happen now, would it? Although
Which game was it? Was Tim Cahill scored?
no,
that
it
one?
was the last. I think it was the year before. Simon Taylor said it as well. Bob the Pole scored and we wore Luton's kit.
Oh, Robert Vodka.
He was there.
We talked about this in him earlier on, and I got it right then.
Yeah.
Bob the Pole.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
So
and that's the game that Cotty came on after about an hour.
Yeah,
Weird that I don't know how we got a kick clash. I don't know how you could get a kick clash, but there you go. Somehow we did.
An away kiss or something.
we did. Do you remember when we had to wear our previous?
Yeah, that
away
happened at
kit
Palace,
against
but that was
Palace?
already like pre-done, wasn't it? Our new kits, all of our new kits clashed with their kits, so we had to wear white. That was when we drew 0-0 with them, and someone got sent off. Who got sent off, Ned?
Gabamin? No, he came on, didn't he? He got sent off. Was it a 0-0?
Yeah. Who got sent off?
Let me think. I'm
We're even 5 seconds. 5,
Hang on, was it a midfielder?
4, 3.
Andre Gomez.
No, it was Morgan Snyderland. Morgan Snarling got sent
I
off.
remember because we had to. Jean-Philippe Gabama came in against Wolves and then got injured.
He did. Well, he came in for this when really he should have been left on the bench, and Tom Davies should have been put onto the pitch instead. But he played him instead, and we got a 0-0, which was good for considering the amount of time we had. Only had 10 men. So, any callers yet, Ned?
We've got one who we can't hear, one who hasn't put his name in the chat, and then we've got Eddie. So
Get Eddie on then.
Eddie's done everything
Go on.
right so
Eddie's done
far.
everything right, so therefore he gets to come on.
Put his name on.
Apparently, that Luton game, it was a breakdown in communication between the league official and Everton's kit team. Saw Howard Kennel's team take to the pitch in the Hatters' unpopular second strip, which was orange. They didn't want us to wear yellow.
Yellow with the...
And part of the reason apparently was their shorts had blue on it, that sort of thing.
They had a mad kit though, so their kit had like 3 different colours. It had white, blue, and so we ended up wearing their orange kit. And actually, I've looked for that orange kit a few times to be put in here, so we could have it and hang it up, and it'd be
cool,
like, and people
it was an Everton kit.
Like it was an Everton kit.
Because apparently David Pleat was the manager, and he described that kit that we wore as bloody ridiculous.
Yeah.
So they didn't like it, and we ended up playing in it.
Yeah. Hang on, let me see.
We must have a picture of it somewhere.
Ned, you're going to find the kit and you're going to put it on screen.
Yeah, find it. Yeah.
All you've got to do is just Google Everton wearing Luton's kit and put it on the screen. Have we got Eddie?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's get him on then.
Hello?
Hello, Eddie.
Can you guys hear me?
Just about. Are you in Texas?
Yeah, I'm in Texas today.
Good man, good man. Go on, what have you got to say?
Nothing much. It's been kind of relaxing, honestly. There's like no complaining to be done. We're safe. It's been a pretty good week so far.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing is the only question I have for you guys isn't really Everton related. It's more of, would you want Forest to go down out of the team, or who would you want to stay up out of the remaining teams that are able to stay up? Because I personally want Forest to go down. I think their fans are mean, so I don't. They seem rude. They spent a lot of money. They didn't do well. So the only thing is they have Gio Reyna, which is an American player, which it would suck to see him go down. But
yeah,
he's only on loan, so it doesn't really matter. And then. But,
well, I'm with you, my friend, because anyone who was talking about or wanted to sue Everton for breaching PSR whilst they were cheating at the same time themselves, if it's called cheating, so that at the moment would be specifically Leicester and obviously Nottingham Forest. Yeah, they're blackballed by me. Yeah, so I'm with you. I'd like Forest to go down.
I'll
for that reason alone.
I'll tell you what I'd go for. And there is a reason behind this in a way. Out the 3, I'd like Burnley to stay up.
Me too.
Because, and I'll give you the reason, because if anybody deserves to stay up because of what we had done,
it would have been
it's Burnley.
They're the nearest.
They got relegated in the season where we probably should have had a points deduction.
That's right.
And we've not heard a peep out on this season. I know
they did.
There was talk last season that they were going to, or maybe early in the season there was talk, but they never.
And they dropped out for almost first.
Yeah,
didn't
they never. And for that reason alone, Luton have heard, Luton are the real victims. No, they're not. No, they're not the real victims. No, they're absolutely not. They're the big winners of this situation. They don't deserve.
They've done nothing, and
they've done nothing, and they've earned everything. They do not deserve. We're the real losers in this. Are you? Why? Well, it gets confusing looking at the table. I don't know what points we've got. Well, you know what points you've got, mate. It doesn't matter, does it? You haven't won enough points to be outside the bottom 3.
Yeah.
So, Burnley, I would say, for me,
and they're a Northwest club.
And we've beaten them twice as well. Yeah. So we don't need
That's
to
true. They've given us free 6 points.
They've given us 6 points as well, which is quite nice. Whereas Luton
Not the only ones,
Luton have given us nothing this season. Nothing. And Forest, I have no sympathy for whatsoever. I did, but if you were at Goodison Park last week, you'd understand why we don't have any sympathy. Don't come to our ground after already saying stuff about us at your ground while players are on the floor out cold and start singing songs about poverty. I will not have it. I will not have it, sir. So,
Yeah. No.
so what about you, Ed?
Yeah, I mean, I was in between Luton or Burnley because Luton's just a cool story. They haven't done anything, but I feel they're pretty neutral for the most part, and they're like the underdog of the Premier League this season. But if they do go down, maybe we can re-sign Ross if there's like because his contract. We don't know.
No one really knows, but if they go down, he isn't staying. Put it that way.
Exactly.
But is a good reason to want Luton to stay up? Because if they stay up this season, they'll go down next season. So there's one weak team, and I know you shouldn't I know that's like me sitting here being, look at us, we're safe, but I don't particularly think they'd go mad in the summer and go, we're going to spend all this money. I think they'd buy players, but I think a lot of that money would still go into their new stadium and infrastructure and the new training ground and the upkeep of the current stadium. So I think they'd still be a team that you'd expect to try and get something off.
Yeah, I mean, because I think Burnley next year, if they do survive, I think they would be still fighting relegation, but I think they would be better off.
Yeah.
So on that basis, we want Luton to stay up there.
Yeah, we've just convinced ourselves.
We want Forest and Burnley to go down with Sheffield.
But you're right, though, because Burnley, if they go down, are in quite a financial predicament, apparently, because of how much money they've spent in the last summer. But if they do stay up, then maybe their owners will, the newish owners will say, well, we can back you a little bit now, and actually you only need a couple of players. You can put the ball on the back of the net because everyone else is. Because that's the thing, isn't it? They have built over the season. I think they have built well over the season, and they've got to a point whereas everyone else looks at it as in like, why did he continue to keep playing football out the back and losing goals? And the manager's tinkered slightly, he's changed the goalie, but not too much avail. Even though I did see a thing today saying that Trafford's been linked with Liverpool.
Has he?
Yeah, apparently so. And he will come good in the end. He's a good goalie, and he'll come good. He's just weak at the moment. But you look at Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth are a bigger case for that, aren't they?
They've been really good.
When we played them and we beat them at Goodison, I genuinely thought, John, they were going to get relegated. They were terrible that day. Playing out of the back, we caught them a couple of times. But they've kept doing it. The manager's believed in it. The manager kept his job. And look at them now. They're absolutely doing brilliant. It does help that they've got a goal scorer who scored, I think, 15 goals or 16 goals.
Perhaps more than he's ever going to score ever again.
Yeah.
That's you, and that John said from the risk of them changing a manager who had done well. And then they went, thank you, bye. And everyone went, well, you've done really well. And then they got better.
Thanks for that, Ned. That's well done there, sir.
Insightful.
Yeah,
punditry
insightful punditry. Watch out for Ned on the BBC Euros coverage this summer.
Science.
Ned, that could be the new form of punditry. Science plus football. That could be the new thing.
There will be people on telly in the summer who Ned would be better than.
There will be. I do agree. I do agree. So you just, Eddie, is it just chill out time for you now, basking in the sunshine, just thinking good times?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. I don't know if you guys know if if Everton plan on doing a US tour now that we're safe. And
well, funny enough,
they have some options too.
Funny enough, I've heard absolutely nothing because Everton haven't. But I was about to ask you, you've sort of read my mind in a way. Are there any teams coming local to you this summer? Have you heard of any Premier League teams coming local to you?
Not near me per se. San Antonio doesn't get a lot of because we don't even have an MLS team here. But I think Dallas is getting a game. I forgot. I know there's a couple teams.
Sorry, Eddie. Sorry. In my mind, everywhere in Texas is local to you, but then I've just realised Texas is as big as Europe. So sorry. Is there anyone coming to Texas? I know that's not near, but do you know if anyone's coming?
Yeah. I'm going to a couple games, but they're international games.
Okay.
All right.
Who's that? Who's playing?
The U.S. is playing Bolivia in the Copa America.
Oh, I like the way
Dallas.
you said. You
America.
didn't just say Copa America. You didn't go Copa America. You Copa America.
I'm half Hispanic, so
I know. I like the way you said. Is Messi? No, don't tell me Messi's anywhere near, is he?
No, sadly, I don't think he will be playing unless I think the semifinal they have it again in Dallas, so he might be here for that.
Dallas, Cowboys Stadium.
Yeah.
So that ticket for that will be about $3,000 then, won't it?
Yeah. But they originally, like, when the tickets first came out, they were like super expensive. It was like $400 to sit in like nosebleeds. But then I think they overestimated the amount of growth here in terms of like popularity when it comes to soccer. Because now the tickets are like $70. So
Yeah.
there's a massive drop off.
But the thing about it is, though, as well, you've got stuff every summer, haven't you? Now you've got the World Club Championships next summer, and you've got the FIFA Confederations Cup next summer as well, I believe. And then the summer after, you've got the World Cup. Although they've just pulled out of the 2027 Women's World Cup, haven't they?
Yeah, I did not.
No, I'm just saying. So it must have got quite expensive. But you've got like 3 years of like really, really good football coming your way.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, it's a growing market here because the other game I'm going to this summer is Mexico versus Brazil, and that's in College Station, which is like in between Austin and Houston.
Well,
it's a like college town.
Let me ask you a question then, actually, because you're on. I think this is actually a decent question to ask one of our American viewers and an Evertonian. There's talk that NBC want a Premier League game or Premier League games playing in America, 39th game and all this nonsense. How do you stand on that? Because obviously you're an Evertonian, you watch the games.
Yeah.
But I tend to think a lot of our American viewers, and I've been interacting with American supporters for over 10 years, well over 10 years, and 15 years now. They're still very much traditionalists at heart in terms of they want the game to be the right way. They support Everton because they're not chasing all the fancy things. So is that something you'd like to see? Or are you like, no, I'm a traditionalist?
Well, you're asking me like if the Premier League came to
if it was said Everton were coming to Texas to play a proper Premier League game, would you be in favour of that, or you say no? Every Everton game should be at Goodison Park or the new stadium.
Okay, so I'm pretty. I'm 24 years old, so I would say I'm pretty young. So the NFL going to Europe and all that, I think that's pretty cool. So I have that. I think it's a good view. It expands your viewership. It's more of an outreach, and like you could get more Evertonian supporters around in the US because there's like a lot of big fan groups here.
Yeah.
Like even like a lot of Everton groups here. There's like one in Austin that I go to sometimes.
Yeah.
So like I think it would be great. Like the preseasons are fun and all, like when they come here, but you don't half the time you don't see like the actual players play. You're seeing like some of the younger kids or fringe players play. But being able to like see like Everton play at 100%, or if they show up and actually compete, that's something you would want to see like in person, because it's a lot cheaper to go watch a game here than it would be for me to like go to Goodison Park or Branley Moore. Yeah. I do plan on doing that once the stadium's built, whenever that is. But hopefully soon. I don't know.
It's finished this year.
There's no guarantees that they show up in a Premier League.
I mean, let me just say this: I am absolutely, and I think most people would be dead against Everton or any English Premier League team playing in America in a competitive fixture. I just think to me it's absolute nonsense.
It's a slippy slope.
It is a worrying slope. I understand the NFL coming over here and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, you can take an NFL team out of their own city and move them somewhere else. I don't believe there's.
That's true. You guys don't have relocation, so.
Well, no, and we will never ever have relocation. Not a chance on earth will we ever have anything like that in this country, because there are clubs at the end of the day. I hate that word, franchise. I absolutely hate that word. And I always associate, and I think football clubs in this country are like college teams, aren't they? More than they are like NFL teams. It's somewhere where something you grow up with and stuff. But no, the idea of Everton playing, I don't care if it got us 1 million new fans. I couldn't care less.
But such a game for one of the two teams would be, presumably, depending on how they do it, one home game less.
Yeah. So
say to West Ham fans, 60,000 of them, sorry lads, we're playing in Austin or Orlando or one of the Carolinas or whatever.
Yeah. It's only ever happened. It has happened once in this country in terms of actual team moving, or not someone else playing someone else. So the old Wimbledon
I heard about
Well, at first though, so the old Wimbledon team, we were like a bit of a very much like a Luton at the time.
Yeah.
They came from nowhere. They came up 4
all the
divisions.
yeah.
They won the FA Cup, but then they couldn't sustain that. And they were going bust. They had a ground that was being left behind, and they were playing shared stadiums. And someone actually said, "Let's move them to Dublin in Ireland." And that was
a serious consideration.
There was a serious plan, because people were like, Dublin's huge and it doesn't really have its own team. And then people were like, yeah, because it's not in England. It's not even in the UK. And then so that got put on the side, even though that could have been a huge success. And then they got the move to Milton Keynes and
changed the name.
They were like, no, we're going to keep it the same. It's all going to be great. And then they changed the name to like MK Dons. And the plan was going to be that there was going to be like transition from MK Dons to like basically Milton Keynes FC, which is, I don't know why they don't do it now, because Wimbledon is back. Wimbledon have got their own.
Been in the same division. Yeah.
Exactly. Wimbledon have beaten them this season, so I don't understand why they don't just call themselves Milton Keynes and rip the band-aid off. Personally, but yeah, I can't. I don't. People will bang the drum forever,
It's
but
alien.
it's not something I'd like to see. I do agree almost with what you're saying. No, if they do go on tour, then they really should be trying to put the best teams out. Or and I know that's what they did last summer, didn't they, when they did that Premier League tour? And I'd love to have been on that, but of course Everton didn't know till the last day they were going to be in the Premier League, so they couldn't be included on the tour. I know the Premier League aren't doing that this season, and it's very much people doing their own things. And I think Liverpool are playing Man United, I think, again, and there's some big fixtures in America, but
In the Carolinas, Ohio, Chicago.
yeah,
Those sort of places.
I'd love to see I'll tell you what I'd love to see. Everton, I've said this a few times, Everton go to one place for a week, play 2 games or 3 games, take the women's team, and the women's team play someone, take the under-21s, and the under-21s play someone, like the Everton under-21s could play like Wrexham or somebody, or whatever. The women's team play...
Get battered.
Yeah, well, fine. The women's team play somebody and play a good standard of football. Go to somewhere for a week. So all the Evertonians know they're going to one place for a week. Do some clinics, do some nights in a bar, do like
events.
Toffee Fest like they did in Chicago a couple of weeks for the Forest game. And for a week, just dominate one area where you can actually leave a lasting legacy, so that hopefully you do pick up loads of fans over the week, because you're going into schools or into whatever it is, and for that play, and pick a big territory, Seattle, Atlanta, one of these big cities that really loves soccer.
There's a game in Atlanta in the summer as well.
Go there,
So yeah.
make a big week of it, and really say we might come back here, or the next year go to another city and go for do it again for a whole week. But make sure you take everybody.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
Take all the legends with you. Take legends as well with you, and say, right, we're going to go, and it is expensive, Johnson. Maybe this is not the right time, but I actually don't quite understand why someone hasn't done that. Just say, we're going to
blitz it.
We're going to put a marker down in here. I know Man City, I think, have taken their women's team. I think Liverpool may have taken their women's team as well. But really blitz it for a week and say, we're going to, and have, imagine like a city like,
that's our home in the United States.
Imagine like Chicago or Orlando or wherever, where all you see for a whole week is just Evertonians. And you go to the theme parks in Orlando and it's just full of Evertonians. And you go to a bar, Evertonians everywhere, and have a proper week. And loads of people from this country would go and make a week on holiday.
Plan it so far in advance people could do that, rather than we'll all get told tomorrow that the day after we're going to
like
the
this
States.
Summer. We don't know what they're doing.
No, and I think they do have offers, they being Everton, to go to the States.
Yeah, that would be nice.
But they have to make it financially viable, don't
No, of course, but if you put some markers down and you take the merchandise and you launch your new kits in America. I mean, we were.
Don't go there.
We were there for the launch of the kit last time we went, and it was spectacularly terrible. I just can't, honestly. It was just terrible. They launched it in a mall. We'd already seen it, and then you couldn't actually buy it in the mall.
That's right.
There was literally a Fanatic shop 2 minutes away from where they launched it, And they could have just gone, can we have this for a night and we'll sell loads of shirts, and they
shop
didn't.
could have been
and they
full of
said-
Everton stuff, yeah.
And they've sold it the next night in the Minnesota game. But imagine you'd already bought your shit and you could have walked into the game with that. It was just, and you went into the shop and the shop was dead crowded. And, it was so ridiculous. Honest to God, Everton again. So let's do that. We'll sponsored by Toffee TV. We'll finance it, John. So, but imagine you did that and you give everyone a few months' notice.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, that's my vacation this year. Because the big thing we saw when we went last time, Eddie, was we were obviously in Baltimore. And then when we went to Minnesota, loads of the people were like, well, we can't go to both because they're so far apart and we've got to get back to work. Whereas I imagine when Everton played in Orlando the year before, lots of people probably stuck around for both games. So, yeah, that's what we should do.
Thinking about the audience, that, isn't it?
The fan base, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, there you go.
Good.
Anything else, Ed? You gone?
Still here, it's just
Come on, Eddie.
He just thinks I talk quite a lot, probably. Still there, Ed? Hello, Eddie.
now he's gone.
Hello, Eddie.
Hello?
Go on, have you got another point before we let you go?
Not really. I guess
okay.
the last thing is I
Go on.
did see Jordan Pickford was linked to Chelsea
Yeah.
this summer, but I at this point I think he would have left if he really wanted to.
Yeah.
So,
The only way
I'm not
he's
really
going to
worried about
Chelsea
that.
is if Everton force him to go to Chelsea. That's the only way.
Yeah.
He's not going to Chelsea.
He's happy
He's
where
happy.
he is
He's happy.
because we love him.
Yeah. Cheers, Ed. Good to have you on the call
Yep.
again, mate.
Bye, guys.
Speak you
Cheers,
later.
Eddie. Take care, mate.
Bye. Anyone else, Ned?
Yeah, Fletcher.
Oh,
Ah,
we've got the famous
Finally got his.
Fletcher.
It's okay, just get his microphone working.
but we're there.
Yeah, he's here.
Can you hear me?
Go on, Fletcher.
We can hear you. Yes.
Oh, can you hear me now? Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, how's it going?
Yeah, not too
good.
bad. Go on, mate.
Right, first of all, we're not going into administration. It's just an ownership thingy, which is just
Well, that didn't. That's wrong.
It
We're not going into administration, and my phone's just gone.
That's a shame because that was a good start, wasn't it?
Yeah. That maybe just leave it there. We're not going into
Can you hear
administration.
me? Can you hear me?
Go on.
Yeah. Go.
Right, okay, sorry, I'm just making a point. First of all, we're not going into administration. It's just an ownership thingy, which is just taking far too long now, for my liking at least. It's just the uncertainty surrounding the club. It's just rumour after rumour after rumour, and you don't know what's legit. And then when it comes to the football, right, Sean Dyche, give the man a medal. I was saying that I really want a worldly manager, me, to take Everton forward into the new stadium. But credit where credit's due. He's done his job. He's done his job this season.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're right,
absolutely.
mate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, and from my point of view, it's onwards and upwards. Right, we might get another points deduction next season, but that's only if we sell Brandthwaite or Onana or even worse, Pickford or DCL. As long as we can keep them, maybe get rid of Onana, but keep Brandthwaite if we can. Keep Pickford, keep DCL, right? And let's just compete. We've got to compete, and that goes for everybody at the club. That goes for the backroom staff. That goes to the training ground. That goes to the board. We need to think competitively and how to best explore Everton and live the Carlo dream, because it's there for us. It's there if we want it.
That's all spot on, isn't it?
Yeah. By the way, no one's going to take the mic off you, so you can slow down when you talk.
I had notes. I think I was just going back to my notes and it went off. I was just like, right, so that's do it off the cuff.
No one's going to take the
Right,
mic off you,
but
mate.
I've had to do it off the cuff. But anyway, yeah, it's just up the Toffees, man. With Everton Football Club, the way they tried to
on.
screw us over this season is nothing short of hysterical, to say the least.
Yeah.
It absolutely lacks any authority, any leadership, any accountability. It's just making up as to go along, right, from start to finish. And we've had to battle that and get through that and keep going as a club and not lose the magic of Everton Football Club.
Yeah. Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, mate.
Honest to God, you're right,
So-
mate. It does. But that's what Evertonians, like, we can take a beating, Evertonians. We have to, as Evertonians, when they're singing and dancing on the other side. But this past week has been so relaxing. It's been so like chilled out. We beat Liverpool, and that was just class, wasn't it? Let's be honest.
Boss,
That
mate,
was just
totally.
absolutely monumental from every point of view. Right, debating whether or not which is better, the away win against Liverpool with Carlo as manager or this one.
Nah,
That's
I
what we
just
want.
because we
That's
were
what we
there.
want. It's Evertonians.
Carlos didn't count as far as I'm
It
concerned.
did.
It
It
did.
did. It happened,
Honestly,
didn't it?
mate,
They won the league.
honestly,
We had the season Carlo and
nothing
Ancelotti. You
mattered, honestly.
can't write that off.
No,
that
you
meant
can't- you
everything
can't,
to
honestly.
That meant everything to Evertonians. It was the dream.
Honestly, it for me, it doesn't. The COVID season doesn't mean anything. Honestly, it honestly.
I know what you're saying.
Not just
I know
me,
what you're
that's
saying.
just me. I'm not taking it off
But
you,
in
Fletch.
terms of looking at ourselves in the mirror and knowing what we want to be as a club, that was the benchmark.
I know, but do you honestly not look back at that season and go, "What was all that about?" It was basically.
Yeah, I do. I know, we were second in January. It was unbelievable.
The whole season was like just fulfilling
And then the
fixtures.
players knew that the Deadwood was going to go. Like, the Deadwood was going to get removed. The likes of Tom Davis. Gomez did well to stay at the time because he wasn't playing particularly well. And Wolby, he stayed on the wage bill for as long as he could. Completely overrated. They started disobeying Carlo. Anyway, that's another story. But the point I'm making
honest to
is,
God, I just think
they
Carlo
dropped
got
off.
bored with it by the
they
end of it.
completely dropped off when they knew that we could. Like, we knew that we wanted to get European football. So the players dropped off, and that's what we didn't want. That's what we couldn't stand, and they let the Carlo Ancelotti down. And then the last game of the season, that was it.
I honestly don't. I just think that season was imagine going into work every day.
Bring in Mourinho, Ped.
No, imagine every day, right? Someone going into work, shoving something up your nose twice a day. That must have been really, really weird. That season. I honestly, and I've had people. I've spoke to people who were like journalists and stuff, and they were just like, we were in the grounds, and it was just.
Yeah, I mean, we were hitting the ground running, like with Charlison. Oh, it was just amazing that year. And then, DCL was scoring goals left, right, and centre. That's what he compares himself to now. Basically, that's what's keeping him at Everton.
I look back at that year and just think it was just training with teams in different kits. So I'm honestly, I don't care about anything about that year. But we've done it now. We've won one. It doesn't really matter.
Exactly. And we beat Liverpool. Cop-eights and gobshites. Sorry, you shouldn't swear on phone.
Yeah, we've done it, mate.
We beat Liverpool about
we can just chill out now and chill out. Hopefully,
Like, the only thing we could say is that my uncle's a proper bad cop-out, and the only thing he could tell me to do was fuck off. The game was absolutely perfect.
Yeah, it was, mate.
The game was just absolutely. We just hammered him, didn't we?
Yeah.
Never a doubt.
No, what was great was not just that we hammered them, but they come out and had to say we hammered them. That's the best thing about it. It's not
no excuses.
There's no excuses. There's no we should have done this or we should have had that VAR.
Yeah, just nothing to say. Good game.
They can't say anything. They can't say anything. You go and watch any of the Redmen TV videos from that night, and they're just like,
we got off light.
We got off light. Honestly, some of the bitterest threads I know working in this building that night were like, we got very lucky that night. So,
Yeah, it wasn't that. That was just better team on the night.
No. They got lucky we didn't beat them by more, is what they mean.
Oh, right, yeah. No, it could have been more. Like, Pickford had a good game, but it could have been more. We deserved to win that game. I never loved that game.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was absolutely fantastic. So, yeah. No, we just got to keep everything going now, and we just keep everything going, and then
keep everything together, keep it going.
Just leave.
Keep everything together, keep it going.
Just keep the doom and gloom away for a couple of weeks.
The momentum behind Everton,
and
just getting on with it. And that's what we built under Sean Dyche. Just the spirit of the club, just being able to get on with it.
Yeah, that's it.
Absolutely.
Nice one, Fletch.
No worries, pal. Have a good and take it easy, fellas.
Cheers, mate. See you later.
Mate. Take care. Do it again.
That army. Ned, put that clip on of Luton up. Don't worry, we won't get it now. Go on, just to show everyone. So this is the Luton. Just wanted to show everyone the Luton clip.
Don't be deceived. If you remember, Everton had to.
Bit of Elton Wellesby on the commentary.
This one, their second away win. Nothing to write home about, but for the game's only goal. Smart work by
in the orange kit. Look at that. See, they were wearing white and blue. Look at this for a strike. Get in. Bob the pole.
Dodgy kit.
Boss that kit. I'm going to get one of them. I'm going to find one of them. One of those kits. Ned, where's the box of the tell? Pass that box, Ned. The telly's going to go off.
I'll do it.
Go on, we'll just press the box. There you go. Let's have a look at some of your comments. Fletcher must have thought we were going to kick him off then or something. He couldn't get the words out. Gary Ward says howdy. Michael Rafty says something I can barely understand. Simon Taylor says Bob the Pole scored. We wore Luton's kit. I was there. Chris Burns says just making dinner. Then I'll jump on. Hopefully won't be long. Oh, thanks, Chris. Thanks, mate. Thanks. That was like, you know, when you message someone when they go, where are you? And go, yeah, I'll be there in a minute. I'm just having a quick shower and then I'll be there. Good stuff. Joe says, hello, all
Hello,
you
Joe.
fellow Blues. Good times are on the way. Good stuff, Joe.
He's right.
And Mark Max says, I would love nothing more than Everton. Then Liverpool becoming a franchise and effing off to out the city. Antarctic needs a team. Yeah. You just have like, you'd have like...
South Pole Rovers.
No, you'd have all loads of penguins, wouldn't you? Doing like, imagine it like the Irish lad, but a penguin. Oh my God. Why? But it'd be in penguin language, obviously. You know what I mean?
You're not going to do that again, are you?
I don't mind. I can do. I didn't even do it in Irish because I translated it from penguin to. Everyone knows what I'm talking about.
I know as well.
Mark D says, Mopai 9 million, Onana 35 million.
No way. More than that.
35 million, yeah, double it. Keane 4 million and Godfrey 8 million. Funds approximately 56 million net of costs raised for summer. I mean, you've been very optimistic.
Who's buying them?
Well, I forgot about Mopai, but I realised today we probably will sell him to Brentford. I imagine they'll want him.
He'll go on loan again, won't he?
I hope not. Sell him. Let's get him gone.
Depends whether Brentford think it's cheaper to buy him than it is.
He has gone off, hasn't he, a little bit? He was like all the talk of the town for a while, but now... But he might be one of those sentimental ones. Okay, we'll sort it
He'll
on it.
sheepishly turn up at Finch Farm in July.
I'd leg him. I would absolutely leg him if he came back. We got Mike, yeah?
Mike.
Go on, Mike.
Go, Mike, go.
All right, mate, you're all right?
Hello, Mike.
Hiya, Mike.
Yeah. First of all, sorry to for your loss, Ped.
Oh, no worries, mate. No worries at all. Thank you for that.
Yeah, sorry about that, mate. You know,
Yeah, no
it's hard
worries.
times, isn't
Yeah, no worries, mate.
it? Secondly, come on, really, we're safe. We're safe. What's everybody going on about? We're fucking safe. We've got another year. Sorry for swearing. We've got another year. We can make this year absolutely special. Going into a brand new ground. Come on.
Absolutely, mate.
Spot on.
Absolutely. That's it. Keep the negativity away for you know, yesterday was a very negative, day, but
Yesterday was a fucking piss take, mate. It was 7-7-7, blah, 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 blah. Oh, come on, really? I'm not being funny. I'm sure the amount of people that we all know between all us Evertonians could chip in and buy Everton ourselves.
Probably
Innit,
could.
John?
If it was organised properly, yeah,
Innit, John?
absolutely. Yeah.
Come on, John.
I agree with you. The power of the people.
yeah. Why not? Who would so hang on, if we all chipped in, Mike, who would be like the leader though? Who'd you want? Who's your figurehead?
Me.
If you could choose any Evertonian
Elon
to be the figurehead, who would it be?
At this present moment in time,
Yeah, go
John.
on. Okay, go on, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
John.
fair play.
Yeah,
Ask
no,
Andy to
definitely.
join us.
Right, he's speaking more sense. Right, okay, so you know what I do for a living?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so when you look at John does his plan to dive to plan.
Yeah.
We do the same. We do the same in ours.
Yeah.
So realistically speaking, go on then. Damage limitation, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if we can get somebody that actually loves the club, don't need them to love it that much because we love it.
Yeah. Someone who, a bit. Do you know what? Someone who just wants to love a football club and looks at Everton and go, that could be the one for me.
They're the ones we would say he gets it or she gets it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
They get us.
Yeah,
they have to get the fans because if you get the fans, you get the club, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? You know, they need to remember that for as much as we go Liverpool, Everton, we've got big rivalry. It's Liverpool. You've got to understand Liverpool to be able
City.
to understand
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
The City.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you don't understand the City, piss off. Don't want you.
Well,
sit
people-
on your boat or whatever you
A
want,
lot
mate.
of people,
Go on then.
and a lot of people do come to, you're right. If you embrace it, a little bit, if you don't if you don't just swan in and see, that's where Liverpool got really lucky when John Henry took over, because Peter Moore become their CEO.
Yeah.
And he'd obviously been from the Liverpool and obviously moved abroad and got really good connections working for different people.
Acquired an
But he used to be in
American
the
accent,
city loads, like he used to be, with all the restaurants and stuff like that, and really dipped himself into the city and what was going on. Whereas you can't really say that about like Farhad Moshiri or someone high up at Everton, can you?
No, not really.
Because even Bill Kenwright lives in London and
done for a long time.
Honest to God, mate. Honest to God, Pet, I nearly had a stroke when they said they'd stuck it in a headlock. Yeah? I was trying to... I was trying to explain to you the other day, but obviously my autocorrect didn't bloody spell it. It spelt it in Scouse rather than spell it in... Yeah, good then. I used to do player protection and stuff like that at VIP protection at Tottenham. Yeah. Not a chance, mate. Not a chance.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? And you let them roll with that?
Yeah.
Oh my God! After that, literally, I was going, oh my God, you got the contract there, and I got in touch with my man. And he was like, Mike, nah, mate, that shit didn't happen.
Yeah.
Why aren't the club saying that?
Because it was a good excuse, mate. It was a good excuse for people not to turn up at the ground, and they threw us under a bus, and yeah, we all know, mate. And we've
cost
got
them their jobs.
They've gone though, haven't they? I mean, they got all nice payoffs to go, but they're not here anymore, and we have to look forward now, don't we? And
kid, we're scousers. We're scousers. Kick us under the bus all you want.
Well, I don't want to be kicked
we'll
under
get
the
out
bus,
the other side and go, yeah, kid, come on then. Go on. It's nuts. It is.
Mate, I know.
Look at Ned's
like
face
a
over there.
constant season of it's never ending.
No, I know. Well, let's hope.
This is why I say, honest to God, it's lovely to have a month off.
No, I know. Well, that's it, isn't it? Let's have a little. That's why I just want all this stuff put behind us, don't we? All this 777 and everything. And obviously, we have to talk about it because it is an Everton thing. But allow it's you said before, it's like the media, isn't the media drag it up because they go, oh, we haven't talked about Everton for 2 days because everything seems nice now. So, but you know what, mate? One thing I would say is, I've said this a lot, is it still shows Everton are important and are a big club and are a big news story if we're still getting on the back pages, and we still are getting on the back pages. So it does show we do still have an impact, and what anyone says about this football club or how much we've dropped off, we still do make headlines, and that shows there is an importance there. We still allow people to sell newspapers or whatever else it is. So I sometimes look at that and go, we are a big story, and hopefully it'll pay us back in the future when we do get to Bramley Moor, and hopefully we kick on as a football club.
It'll pay us back when we've got a leadership that can exploit what you just said.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this football club has got the deepest of heritage, and yet we're getting a brand stadium, brand spanking new stadium, looks magnificent on the river, on the waterfront, and we just need the team to be solid next season, and the year after, the world is our oyster, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree with you, John, but as a shareholder, even though you might not think, right, okay, Jesus Christ, you own more shares in Everton than I do, yeah? From the bottom to the top, the bottom to the top to the top to the bottom.
I just agree with you.
It's about what the German format is where shouldn't we be in charge of our football club, not them?
Yes, I mean that would be the dream for English football fans, wouldn't it? That the controlling interest in all those football clubs is with the fans, be an official trust or whatever it is. But ultimately, that would cost money.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to say if we couldn't get global Evertonians mobilised behind one cause, be it whatever, the 1878 or the Fan Advisory Board or whatever it is, And then you start finding out that actually not only are there lots of very, very bright Evertonians out there who've all got the passion, but there's some very, very rich ones out there as well.
Yeah.
Get us all pulling in the same direction.
Yeah.
And we could own it. We, the fans, could own it.
Let's not forget there's a couple of not massively wealthy Evertonians, but huge, not like billionaires, but there's a couple of very, very wealthy Evertonians who have got a stake in the stadium at the moment, haven't they? Not a literal stake. But
sorry. Well, because they're in with MSP.
Yeah.
So George,
see, that's what. Right, I know there's loads of people waiting. Loads of people waiting. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm waiting to them. I'm going to go now. I'm going to go now. Honestly,
go on.
Right. That's terrifying me. Honest to God, the stadium is terrifying me.
In what way?
Because I look at it and because you keep looking at them going, you want to buy that stadium. And I've worked at Tottenham and I've seen how they work it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have no control over your own stadium.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
I don't think
when that American football comes in, the boxing comes in, see that, oh mate, it is horrible. You walk in and they go, you might be in charge on a football day, but on this day, you can piss off, mate. He's in charge.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of stuff, it doesn't really bother me as such as if that's more to do with, like, you know, on the day, isn't it? But overall, if Everton have got control of it, that's the main thing. If Everton have got control of the stadium, of course, you're absolutely right on the Spurs is different because Spurs is being made almost to be an NFL stadium more than a football stadium, and we know that. And me and John have both been down to the Liver buildings, and we've spoke to the people who work there and they're there to sell stuff for the stadium, and they say, you know, the NFL and all that at Tottenham, you can change all the branding on it, you can become anything at once, but at Everton it will be Everton's ground.
It's a football stadium,
and the branding will never change. You know, everything inside there, if there's a big massive picture on the wall of Dixie Dean, Duncan Ferguson, Graham Sharp, whoever, that's not getting taken down because Taylor Swift's playing or there just happens to be. So don't worry about any of that stuff. It will keep its identity on those days. Yes, there might be a different security team on that day because of the circumstances or whatever, but it will not lose its identity just because Everton are playing on a particular day. So you don't have to worry about that.
It's
ours. Wait to come home and see it.
Yeah, good man. Yeah. Nice one, Mike. Thanks for the call, mate. Yeah. Nice one.
Cheers, Sal. You have a nice one, yeah?
Mate. Thanks very much, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Go, Mike. Who else we got, Ned?
Getting Chris on.
Oh, Chris is... Oh, he's made his tea, has he? Done his tea, has he? Has Chris made his tea? Oh, finish your tea, have you?
And just jumped on, and
no.
This wouldn't have even been mentioned.
Whoa! Chris, start from the beginning, my friend.
Chris.
What?
Well, okay, yeah, I literally probably
we got you halfway through there. It was like you coming in with just
there was a lag then.
The recipe. Go on, start from the beginning, mate.
Oh, brilliant. No, I wasn't given the recipe. All right. No, I literally should have just never left a comment. I should have just turned on the thing when I was ready, rather than saying I was making dinner and all that.
What are you having for your tea, Chris?
What did you have?
Penny alla vodka. So it's just basically vodka pasta.
Vodka pasta.
Vodka with your
what?
pasta. Yeah. That's interesting, Chris. I had a drink with my bevy on Sunday.
You had a drink with your bevy?
I had a bevy with my breakfast on Sunday. That was the first for me.
Vodka pasta.
No.
Pasta with vodka.
Hang on.
I've seen the future.
You've got vodka pasta on one side, and you've got with Nail and I on the other side. Bevy with your breakfast.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Because it was like
that's the kind of thing you do at a festival, Ned. That's when you do that's when
Ned
you're doing
Fest.
download a Reading or something.
Chris,
like
you've
that.
heard it here first. Ned Fest.
He lives at home with his mum and dad, where everything's done for him, so he can do what he likes.
Yeah. And
if you're gonna do Ned Fest
and bevies.
If you're going to do Nedfest, it needs to be something where you just repeat all the quotes he's come up with on Round the Tower.
Do you know
just
what?
Things like, I want to make a documentary about Mathew. He's got an uncle, and he's going to make a story.
Well, the problem with it, Chris, you'd be like special guest.
You've got the gig.
Nedfest, and it'd soon become Chris Fest.
Yeah,
people would just go, this fella's clearly much better than Ned. Well, why have you called it after Ned?
Better
People
Ned than
seriously
Ned.
want to see me play guitar solos for an hour though. I'm not
that's
sure
all
that's
we want to see. We want to see you go full 70s, like full on pop rock opera. That's all we want to see.
Yeah, true.
So go on, Chris. What you know? We've heard your tea. We've heard about your new festival. What's happening? What do you want to talk about?
Oh, nothing. I just came on to wind that up, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
You were scientist, are you, Chris?
No, so basically, it was more about Dyche, really, because there was obviously the massive feeling across like so many fans after the Chelsea game that we're pretty like a lot. I saw a lot of people turn that day. I myself was very close to turn on myself.
Yeah.
Obviously, what happened in the next 3 games, he managed to win so many people over, especially with the Merseyside derby win. Of course, that's going to give you so much credit in the bank.
Oh, unbelievable! Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think obviously there's going to be like a big divide at the moment with fans as to whether Sean Dyche is the guy they want leading them into the new stadium or not.
Yeah.
I think the reason I mention this is because what I'd like to hear from Dyche at some point is, let's say, obviously the circumstances probably won't go this way, but let's say it's ideal circumstances. We've got the revenue he needs to build this the ideal team for like the team that he wants to make. So he's got like 200-400 odd million or whatever to spend on transfers. What I'd love to hear from Dyche at some point is how he would build that team, and if that's something that can get like the fans like excited. Because if you think about like the major like sides with like obviously in like English football, like Man City, you've got tiki taka, you've got Liverpool is very much about the gegenpressing, or you've got someone like Diego Simeone, which is much more about using your defense and as almost, and then the way that turns into attack as well. That's something I'd love to hear from Sean, is like how he would build his ideal team, basically.
Yeah, no, that's interesting, because he has said, hasn't he, that he is more than what you see. He is progressive, but suppose the jobs he's had, he's never had a chance to do that, and you can be stuck in that little rut, I suppose. Can he take us on? That's the big question now. I don't know. I don't know if he can. Suppose it comes down to the type of plays he gets, but then will we get the type of plays he wants? That's the problem. Yeah. That is the real problem.
He'll certainly start next season as our manager.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So he's doing that right.
Although when you said there about people, you know, Baz being away, but that's like, you know, when you see a film where someone like gets locked in like at you know, like I'm trying to think of, like, you ever seen those films where like there's like different ones where they lock themselves in some underground bunker and they think the world's ended, and that's where Baz has essentially been. So when he comes out, he'll still not like Sean Dyche. He'll come out thinking, come out going, and there'll be all bright skies and everything. He'll be like, what's going on here? And he'll still think,
when his chance starts to fade, he'll think, I missed the derby.
Yeah, when I
wasn't there.
When he's back and it's raining and it's pouring down, and the memories of Goofy and Donald Duck have faded, and he has to contemplate real life. He'll be like, why he'll think, why do these people like Sean Dyche now? What happened? What happened while I was away? And his son will go, I know what happened. I know what happened because I wasn't at the derby. That's what his son will do. So.
These Evertonians,
but
they're happy.
But just think, because of that, 2 people were at the derby who wouldn't have been.
Yeah, that's fair point. And they've got those memories for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, they have, courtesy of Baz.
He spread the joy around.
Yeah,
he spread the joy.
I remember both of you guys saying, actually, there's a couple of people who normally sit around you for the Merseyside derbies who weren't there, and there like that would normally be. Normally the ticket I get is always seems to be in the upper Bullens, and it always seems to be the same seat. So I imagine it's probably a season ticket holder who just can't make it that day or something.
John. There's a row by John. That doesn't say enough.
It was full for the derby.
Oh, well, I bet it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah. No, I mean, no, there was a few. I mean, one of them was my sister for one, but there was a guy Trevor who sits, but circumstances, isn't it? 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night. You know, it's not always easy for people to get the game, but Baz made someone's dream come true that day. They got to see a Merseyside derby.
We waited all that time, and Baz wasn't there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Fair play. He was at the Wine and Cheese Festival in Epcot instead.
Imagine a wine and cheese festival in Epcot. Like, the thing is, like, wine gives you a headache, cheese can make you a bit sleepy, and like you're at Epcot where you have to spend so much time just walking around because it's so big. Yeah, like that sounds like my idea of hell, to be honest.
With like history being put in front of you and stuff. Like, you know, who needs that? You know what I mean? Or like Alice in Wonderland coming over to you being really weird, because that happens in Epcot, by the way, in the little English part, which is like Mary Poppins London.
People like you saying, "Where's the Marvel shop?"
Absolutely, 100%, 100%, 100%.
I like.
Although, I can't say the anecdote about my dad when we were last there because it wouldn't be right. But no, that's Baz. Baz is a cheese and wine man.
That's invaded your head now.
No, I can't say it. It's terrible. It's absolutely
No,
terrible.
it doesn't matter. Your face.
No,
is
it's
all.
absolutely no. It's shocking.
I really wanna know.
It's shocking. It involves America invading another country, and my dad asking where that country was within Epcot. I'll leave it there. As you can tell, my dad has a quite similar sense of humour to me. So,
Yeah.
It sounds very much like a what happened on holiday stays on holiday situation.
with my dad,
Certainly one of those.
Yeah. You know, Ned
Dude,
knows
dude,
all
try
about that with his rock and roll drinking with breakfast. He knows all about that.
But like honestly, Pads, like some of the tour stories I've got, like I literally would never ever
Chris.
dare
No,
like
Chris.
sharing. Like, I am ashamed
Yes,
like
you
of some
should
of the
be.
things that
You
has
should be.
happened on tour. That do not
How illegal, Chris?
Sorry,
How illegal are we talking?
that is none of your business.
Yes,
Ned.
exactly. It becomes
That's none of-
illegal when he tells somebody.
Exactly.
While it's still just in his head and his memories, it's not illegal.
Yeah, exactly.
Ned does not on that subject to go too close to home, does he?
No.
Oh God, no. Especially what I'm hearing about some of the like the girls that you've been trying to pull, Ned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all of age.
Yeah. That's a great way to start the story, isn't it?
Oh, that's the worst way to start any sentence
In the
ever
20.
in the history of the world.
Morals don't come into
Like-
it, obviously.
No.
What's wrong with that?
Oh, anyway, Chris, you've lit the touch paper now. You know,
Yeah, true.
we don't
Yeah,
know where
absolutely.
this show will end now because the standards that you've put us up to. It's people are gonna have to come on and top them with your vodka pasta. I can't even get past vodka pasta if I'm honest. I'm just sitting here going, what the hell is vodka pasta and why have I never heard of it?
You're going to have to tell us now.
It's actually
cooked in
it's
vodka.
relatively. It's relatively old actually. It's from the 70s. What it's meant to do is it's meant to enhance the flavors of tomatoes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because what you do is you basically cook the vodka off like into like tomato puree and then add your cherry tomatoes afterwards and add cream and stuff. So
Yeah. I tell you
actually-
what,
Surely it's out of
the
date, it's from
variation
70s.
in callers tonight has been absolutely spectacular. It has been spectacular. I just love the different variations. John's got it.
You put vodka pasta, right, into Google
Yeah.
and you see the word recipe. So the search is vodka pasta recipe. And the first thing that tells you how to make it is from the BBC.
yeah.
It's not illegal. John.
BBCgoodfood.com.
It's not illegal.
There it is.
Yeah. Yeah, there's loads of them. Like the one I got is from Matt Pritchard, who he used to be in Dirty Sanchez.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's got the name Dirty Vegan now because that's because he's like a health nut instead of an absolute party animal, and like that's why I nicked the recipe from. It's really nice actually. Yeah.
So there's no meat in it, but there's just loads of vodka.
Not even loads of vodka. I
5
think it's like,
tablespoons.
Oh, okay. Fair play.
yeah, so it's
Bloody
about like
hell.
it's about 2 shots worth. But it all cooks off. You guys do realize I've spoken about football for like 10 seconds, and the rest has either
fine,
been
mate.
pasta or
You
music or
started
news.
it.
Yeah.
You started
Yeah.
it.
He's like, anyway, what should we talk about now?
Let's have a go at Ned.
It's,
we haven't
it's
done that for a
fine.
bit.
You know what?
Yeah,
We're just chilling out on a Wednesday night, and we're just
Yeah,
if
true.
people want to come on and give us their recipes, I have no issue with that whatsoever.
Imagine having that pasta before a footy game, because you generally do have like pasta if you're professional, and then you go out and you're like, I'm bladdered after a bowl of pasta.
There's a
You know, it's like-
there's a multiverse where people are fretting about the game on Friday,
Yeah, there is.
but not this one.
Not this one. No,
Yeah,
not
this
the one.
one, this one,
Not the one
fine.
we're in.
No, very much not.
Yeah.
Very much
Do
not.
you know the reason we're fine though, John? Is in case you've forgotten, we managed to beat Liverpool last week 2-0.
That's
and as
right,
a result, that meant we stopped them winning the league and we're also safe.
Yeah,
So,
and all these clean sheets as well. Clean
These
sheets
things are-
abound,
I'm
don't
worried,
they?
I'm worried for Luton on Friday. Apparently, there's a Nottingham Forest fan on VAR for the Luton Everton game.
But wouldn't that be a benefit to us?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But you said you're worried.
I'm worried for Luton.
You didn't say you're worried for Luton.
Said I'm worried for Luton.
Why would you be worried for Luton? They're playing us.
Because it was a joke.
But it wasn't.
God.
Jokes are supposed to be funny.
I found
Well,
it
well, I laughed.
funny. Did you see Howard Webb talking about the penalties?
I did. Yeah, it was hilarious.
Because you know what? The media hit it with like 2 weren't a penalty and 1
Yeah.
was. When you see him on that dodgy show with Michael Owen, what he actually says is, we would have liked VAR to give the official a chance to
Yeah,
see it
yeah.
on the screen.
Oh, yeah, he didn't.
Not it's a penalty.
No, but he's absolutely right. They never say it was a penalty. They say we got the how we came to the decision wrong.
Yeah.
No one's allowed to say whether it's a penalty or not because that's the referee's job.
That's right.
And that's where it becomes. He said they should have sent him to the monitor. That's what they got wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
They didn't say it was a penalty, although it was a penalty.
It was.
It was a penalty. You've got to be very honest and open about that. It was a penalty and sliding doors moment. Massive.
It wasn't the first or the last that'll be like that.
No. But what they have done is popped Forest's balloon by saying there was only one penalty and not three.
Stonewall, according to Clattenburg.
And that's where the balloon's being popped because they've made them look stupid. They've made Clattenburg look very, very, very stupid. But he doesn't care because he's only in it for the money.
Yeah.
And the gladiator chicks.
And next year, apparently, the referees will press their button and tell us why they made the decisions.
Good. Everyone, yeah.
I thought Mark Clattenburg's statement was so bizarre as well. It was like to bearing in mind you probably used to work with a lot of these people, and to make that the kind of statement that you did, I just found that extraordinary. Like,
it's his job, Chris. It's his job, isn't it, mate? That's the simple fact. This is a fella who has no problem going round the world making money off being a slightly above average referee in the Premier League. He has no issue whatsoever. He's now the referee on Gladiators, for God's sake.
Do you have an issue with it? Why shouldn't he?
No, I have no issue with it. I have no issue with it.
To know what
but then don't come out and do a column saying, "Oh, boo-hoo," when you work for that club. You've took the money off one place. Don't take the money off the another place and try and tell us you're clean in this.
And that's all people have to remember. He's employed by Nottingham Forest to give their version of events.
What his job does,
he's like an expert witness, but he's not independent.
What his job does is very, very clever. I've said this before. He saves Forest players and the manager getting huge fines.
Yeah,
by him saying it.
Yeah.
And that's it'll be interesting to see whether the FA
what they conclude from
that. Will they say no one's allowed to do that, or they might say every club should have a guy like this who comes out and says it, and then they don't breach it. But he works for he's PR. He's just PR. He's a guy who's like.
There's not even an S in it.
No, he's a PR guy now. That's all he is. I was once a referee, therefore I know what I'm talking about. Anyone could do his job at Forest, but because he was a referee,
gives us some more gravitas.
He gives it a bit of gravitas,
a little bit.
But it could be anyone. It could be an ex-player who worked for them.
Yeah,
we could have had Graham Sharp doing this for us for years. Yeah. I'm a player. I know what a foul is. We think this is wrong.
That's true.
What could have anyone have said? Nothing.
The other thing about it as well is in that tweet that they put out where they were saying that they tried to inform them that the Stuart Atwell was a Luton fan, but nothing was done. Where basically it's almost like liable slander because you're assuming that a referee is incapable of being impartial in that situation. But then they've got a referee on there, who works with them, giving statements. So how is one okay, but not the other?
Yeah.
Surely that their statements mean nothing because they're employed by you. If you're just going to use Forest's own logic against them, surely that should be the same.
Clattenburg doesn't change the outcomes of games, though, does he?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
They made a massive mistake by calling them cheats. If they hadn't called them cheats, a lot of people would have had sympathy for them. But the minute you call into question someone, there's not any chance any top pundit is going to go, I agree, the ref's a cheat, because that is career suicide. Yeah. You cannot call referees will tolerate so much on the pitch.
But not
you
cheats.
can call them F and Jeff and Meffin, but the minute you call them a cheat, that you're getting a red card. You could get a red card. They will not tolerate it. They will not tolerate them. You calling out their professionalism. You can say you got that wrong, you got that wrong, you got that wrong, and they'll go, yeah, I did, mate. But if you say, well, you got that wrong on purpose because you're a fan of this team, that is the minute they go, whoa. And that's where they went wrong. People would have had sympathy for them.
Done differently, they would have had most people on their side instead. Most people went against them instead.
They did what you should do. And don't get me wrong, I do this all the time. Take a deep breath, count to 10, and then think, is it a good idea? That's the thing, isn't it? It's like when you do anything, putting a tweet out or anything, count to 10 and then think, was this a good idea?
Well, all the efforts of the professionals, right, inside Nottingham Forest, because you say it's PR, went into stopping that being done at half-time.
Yeah.
And clearly somebody, be it the owner or whatever, said, as soon as that bloody whistle goes, send it.
And that's the power of, I suppose, an organisation where, and we had this for a very long time at our club as well, the
single individual.
A single individual having all that power that they can create a situation where everyone goes, you're talking nonsense. And all it took was having a good think about what you want to do. And companies, and I imagine football, any company, pay people a lot of money not to make that mistake. Do not put that statement out. Do not say what did he say, like when people do something wrong, or don't admit you did anything wrong. Don't apologise. Don't ever admit you've done something wrong, because the minute you admit it, then that you're done. Say, this circumstances was really unfortunate. Oh, it's terrible, blah, 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 but don't admit it. PR companies get paid thousands of pounds to tell someone to do that. And it's common sense.
You go on courses for it.
Yeah, it's common sense. Don't admit it, or don't attach blame to somebody else.
The other thing with the Forest situation is they've spent so much time like complaining, like saying about the refs' decisions, and like I get it because a lot of them have been terrible, but at the same time, it's almost like they've tried to shift all the blame onto the poor decisions as the reason they're not winning games. Where I've watched them a bit like recently, like obviously I watched them like Everton versus Forest game. There was nothing indicative to me of Forest's performance, which suggested that they were in any way deserving of a point out of the game or a win out of the game. Like, and that's been the same for a lot of the games I've watched them play this season. There's especially under Nuno Espirito Santo, like they've just kind of stagnated and remained the same level that they were. Really, ultimately, like there needs to be a certain level of accountability from any team, and like obviously we like every fan base has been guilty of this to a certain degree. Like we've certainly been like guilty as well of it at some point, but then to a large degree, like some of that comes from you've still got to at least put in performances, and then you also have to create your own luck as well in order to actually get games to turn the tide in your favor as well.
Absolutely, if anything has taught me in the last week, because I do think that Forest game was the big sliding doors, it still probably is. You probably still get what you don't get, you'll probably get back somewhere else in the season. It's still probably quite 50-50, I think. For maybe, all right, maybe not a singular moment, but it could be a big moment, couldn't it? For the ones that we didn't get against some clubs, we can go, well, actually, we got the one against Forest. We got a little bit lucky there. And I don't know. I'm not saying we would, but
it's different though, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you say Forest, we're 2-0 up.
No, we were 1-0 up though, weren't we?
No, it's only the third one that
was when we were 1-0 up, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, the third pen shout was when we were 1-0 up.
Okay. Up. So that's a big sliding moment, isn't it?
So
moment.
because it becomes 1-1, and then you don't know what happens about changing momentum and all that sort of stuff. But that when they say it balances out, getting a penalty when you're 5-0 up doesn't balance out a penalty that costs you a game 1-0, does it?
No, absolutely not. So I'm not saying it. I don't
think it does balance out personally, but.
No, it probably doesn't, but maybe sometimes you can. It depends how you look at situations as well, isn't it? It's like this week we got the Branthwaite goal, obviously, and we got the Ghana goal. You never know, do you? They are so close. You never know with the Jarl drawing of the lines. People may say you could never know, or with those two VAR decisions.
That's just like saying the Branthwaite one, the goalkeeper goes down a split second faster and it doesn't go in.
Yeah, of course.
Well, it goes down a split second later, and it also doesn't go in.
But I think the majority of we can moan about penalties and stuff.
We've had our fair share.
But at the end of the day, like Chris has just said there, if you're not a great football team, Wolves have had lots and lots of bad decisions this season, and yet
all at the beginning though.
They're still in a good position in the league, aren't they?
True.
They're in a good position.
But you talked before about Luton claiming they're the victims and all that jazz. They've won half the games we've won. Half.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you win or lose games, don't you?
Like if Luton think they're the victims in this, then that is absolutely ridiculous. The competition to get out of the relegation zone has been made easier by the fact that two clubs above you have had points deductions and you still haven't gotten above them. If anything, that should be the motivation to go, right, this is a good opportunity. Let's make the most of it. And if they don't stay up, then it's like, well, that's on you. You had an opportunity and you didn't take it. And yeah, refereeing in general, obviously, like every fan of every football club, there's so many stories from this season where like every single like club can probably go, how the hell has that happened? One of the biggest example is the Liverpool Spurs game where was really on, and it was a goal. That was absolutely ridiculous. Like like most Blues, I love it when Liverpool lose, but even I was looking at the screen going, what the hell is this? And light does need to be is being obviously shone massively on refereeing and VAR in general, and some of the improvements that are coming in are going to be massively important for next season as well, just because there is a huge level of fan frustration at the moment, and I totally get that. It does also have to be balanced out by saying if those decisions do happen, you still need to take a game into your own hands. I feel like I've hogged the stream.
No, Chris, listen, you've added
vodka pasta.
Yeah, you've added to the recipe.
I'm gonna ask my missus to make some vodka pasta.
Yeah. I'm gonna have
beautiful
vodka without pasta.
Mate, it's gorgeous stuff. It's absolutely beautiful.
Ned's having the vodka, hold the pasta.
I don't like pasta, so it's just vodka straight.
What? Do you mean you don't like pasta?
No,
pasta's like the best food in the world.
No,
It's just like there's so many things you can do with it.
I just like
his delivery's
like
terrible.
My two granddaughters live on pasta.
I was gonna say, I'm glad
vodka.
you said pasta then, because I mean, I was like, what? You can't give both to baby. Right, Chris, thank you very much.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Nice one.
You probably can. We should make it for them, shouldn't we? This vodka pasta thing.
Ned, anyone else lined up?
We've got Brian Garside. I want to get him on.
Go on, let's get Brian Garside. He can be our last one.
Is he having last shout again?
Last shout. He was. I met him on Saturday.
Yeah.
I met him at the match on
I
Saturday.
didn't. I missed him, unfortunately.
I seen him in the fan zone.
Brian, do we win every time you come over, by the way? Bless you. Bless
Say
you.
that again.
Go on, Brian.
Do we win every time you come over, Brian?
Nope.
There you go, Ned.
I was over for the Swedish fan club were over for the Luton game this season. That didn't turn out too well, did it?
No, that was awful.
No.
Both of them.
However,
Go on, Brian.
I've got a quick one here. I know it's getting late. A quick one. As obviously I don't get over very often anymore, having been a season ticket holder in the mid-70s. So what does get me about coming over and actually going to the match is appreciating what a very special place Goodison Park is, and what the supporters have made it.
Yeah.
And we're lucky to have had it, and it's got a very special vibe and atmosphere all of its own, which I've not experienced in any other ground I've been to. And just hoping we can take that with us to Bramley Moor, which we have to do.
Do you know what?
And that's all I want to say.
Yeah.
It's just an appreciation of what Goodison Park is.
No, it is. You're absolutely right. And it was, you know what? But I was lovely to see you on Saturday because it's nice. That's the thing I love about going to a match is bumping into people. I bumped into John. I see John every day, but it was lovely to bump into him walking down Goodison Road after the game. And it's lovely to just bump into people like yourself. I was with my mate Dave. I only see Dave Murray. He was, don't see him that much because he lives in Yorkshire now. A few other people. I've seen Julia. Megan Wynn was on the stage, funny enough, who we've had in the studio. And it was just a couple of people come up to me. And it was like, oh, nice to see you and stuff. It was just really nice. That's what I genuinely love about going to a match, especially this time of year when it's a little bit lighter and the weather's a little bit nice and you're not maybe rushing round as much. And because Saturday there was a little bit of pressure off after the derby and everyone's just in a really good mood. And it's great when it's like that. And to be honest, Bri, I know a couple of people, especially Kane, your big wet wipe, who is just like, oh, I don't want to leave Goodison. It's going to be rubbish. That's it. It's us. We're going there.
We are it.
It's us. We are the thing that is leaving to go to somewhere else. I was watching Bayern Munich last night and I looked at their end and I was looking at it thinking, that can be us. That's a brand new stadium. And look at them, they're loving life. I look at the south stand of the new ground and go, imagine that with all the banners and with all the flags.
It's going to look awesome.
It's us. The only sort of sad thing is some of those like match day friendships might be broken. The fella who sat next to you for 20 years and you
still don't know his name.
Really know his name and you have, you say hello and all the rest of it and you cheer and you're hugging with each other. That might get broke up, but you'll get new ones formed. And I hope people, when we do go, and I'm hoping that there's 9 of us, and 9 of us will be together. And Even I'm hoping that we can sit 5 and 4, so it's not we're all not down one big thing. And that's the thing, Bri. It'll be us going. I think people got to remember that, and there'll be loads of space for us. Watching the latest Everton video last night, the one showing all what the fan plaza is going to be like. It just looks amazing. I'm thinking if we can take what's the best part of Goodison and that feeling, and we're all going to be there together, and there's going to be loads more of us, by the way, in the fan plaza. We can make that special. So let's make it special.
Well, that's what I said in the beginning, is that we have made it Goodison into what it is. That's what I said in the beginning, and we have to take that with us. And there'll be no excuses for not creating the atmosphere and that feeling again, because, as you said, we are the ones who have to do that.
Yeah.
And I have my own ideas about seating and whatever.
Yeah.
Which is not really appropriate just now. It's a bit early in the day, maybe. Video coming soon. They'll comment
good
about that
Nice.
when we get on to the topic of seating. But I just have to say, it's the appreciation of what it is. And when you go to the game, when you go to every home game, you lose that. You don't really appreciate it. And just what I say, because it's not. I mean, I used to stand approximately where your seat is.
Yeah.
In the 70s, that's where I was standing when Andy King's goal went in.
Yeah, brilliant.
No,
you're right though. You're right. You do. You do lose
and
that
when
sort of
I took
appreciation.
some pictures. I took some pictures of the Gladys Street in all its glory on Saturday, and a little video, and where the siren and Johnny Todd coming on, and I put it out on our WhatsApp site, and I got some very nice reactions. A lot of people are already looking forward to our trip next season.
You should send that.
Because it gets you goosebumps, you know.
Send that to. Well, you should send that to our WhatsApp group, and we'll put it up for you tomorrow on the show.
Well, I think you do that with the pre-match, don't you?
No, I know, but
with
it's
your post-match, you put
nice to
something
see
up.
it from the other way. I'm in the Gladys Street. I'm seeing it from one
The
side.
back of a flag.
It's nice to see it from the other side. You know what I mean? I'm always telling. The problem is, I'd like John and I'd like Baz to have the videos, and John always sends me them from the away games. But the problem is, I can't get their videos till about 15 minutes after the game,
There's no signal.
and by the time I'm already, my videos are already halfway out edited by then. So it's nice to see it from other places. In fact, they sort of do it. I told Everton to do this 10 years ago. Get people all around the ground with video, and they do that now for the tunnel access video, but I told them to do that 10 years ago. Get people in the ground from all different angles, give them the Wi-Fi.
All these ideas you have a part of that before your time, man, or you're in the wrong business.
I told them all.
They know.
They said I told them. I had a meeting with the chief executive 10 years ago, and I told them all these ideas, honestly. And they were like, can't do that. Why can't you do it? And I was like, give 4 people in the ground the Wi-Fi and get them to film. And you can
Just
switch
their perspective.
You could switch between them as the team's coming out and put it on YouTube.
Well, I'll just say that, but if someone came into my office, if I'm in that position, someone came into my office with all these new ideas of what we could experiment with, blah, blah, I'd employ them on the spot.
I know, but the problem is that they're all terrified for their own, or they were all terrified for their own jobs. That they don't want the new ideas. That they go, or they go,
Sorry.
I just had this amazing idea. I don't know how it works because he didn't give me the full details of it. No, send us that, but I must stick it out.
Cool. Yeah,
we'll stick it out.
Okay,
but it's nice. No, it is.
It's in 2. We'll have to edit it to put it together. But
if only I ever did it for a living.
He's done editing before.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of editing. I'll give it to Ned to do. No, that's nice to hear, Bright, because it is. Sometimes it is when you go every game, it gets samey, but it has been special this week, and yeah, I wouldn't have swapped. I said to Baz the other day, Baz was sending all his videos and everything to me, and I was like, I wouldn't swap my week for yours, mate. So, because we've had a hell of a week. So, nice one, Bri.
Good one.
Just say the one thing about the atmosphere on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Even I was feeling it through the TV over here. It was pushing up towards the Bayern Munich game. The feeling I got.
Yeah, it was.
And you try and damp the sound down a bit. But I was in the old Upper Bullen, the old Upper Park end stand that day, and with a load of Celtic supporters.
The one thing about
it's sensational.
The one thing about last Wednesday is it never had a chance to settle at any point. No. Because when we scored at the right time in the second half, and anxiety never really crept in. So it was the It was the idea of it just building towards the idea of we're going to win this. We're actually going to win this
Went
game.
like that, we're going to score.
Yeah.
And then it became.
And then
we're
it went
gonna
like,
win.
now we're 2-0 up. We can't let this go. So no one at any point, certainly where I was, ever like went, oh, we can't have a breath now. It was like, we need to keep going. And it just built and it just built and it's built. And actually, when the final whistle went, I thought it was going to be like deafening, but it wasn't. It was almost like, can have a rest now almost. And then it built up again as the realisation that we just won a derby sort of hit. But when that final whistle went, it was almost just like, oh, that was good. And then it went up and up and up because the songs kept playing. And I was still in the ground when they stopped playing music and people were like, put that music back on. But obviously, they probably
don't want to leave, do you?
Yeah, you didn't want to leave, but they were trying to kick us out. So, yeah.
It'll be like the very last game of Goodison. No one will want to leave.
I know, they'll have to have the last game.
You walk out. It'll be the end. It's over.
They'll have to
get this back.
They'll have to have the last game at 12:30 kickoff. So they've got enough time after the match
to get us out.
Because if they have it any later,
Oh, come on! No! We'll be competing with our neighbours for that
It'll
stuff.
be 4 o'clock on a Sunday, and it'll be us who are home on the last day.
hopefully.
No doubt.
You'd imagine.
No, it's got to be a night game. Come on, Monday night.
No, Premier League.
Nowhere to go, is there? It's got to be all
Just
day.
to make it difficult for everybody.
Got to be an all day. Right, nice one, Bri.
Go on, Bri.
All right.
Cheers, mate.
Take
See
care,
you
mate.
later.
Take care.
Ta-ra.
There we go. Right, great call. All good calls tonight.
Well, yeah.
All good calls tonight. Everyone's happy. No question about
No
it.
negativism.
No negativity at all. No negativity. Unless you don't like vodka pasta. That's the only negative I can say, right? We'll be back tomorrow, 1 o'clock, YouTube. We'll catch you then. See you later.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
See you later.